All right. We are back. I hope we're back anyway. I think we're back. Stream should show up here anytime. And we are going to Hakone, I don't know. Hack one kind of sounds funny. I'll see. I won't say it like that. I don't know why I'll say it. We'll see how they say it. Hakone.
It can be a distracting concrete canyon down Hakone's front straight, past the grandstands, press boxes, and luxury suites. So focus on finding a car to draft behind to increase your acceleration.
All right. Let's practice. Is it raining again? It better not be raining again. Looks like it's raining again. I hate driving in the rain. Well, they want to give me all these raining races. It's weird. Car sounds different. Guess this track just has a different sound to it, maybe. Alright, not fast. Oh, it's snowing. That mean the track could be icy? Look at those, I guess, cherry trees. That's pretty. Oh, that's a nice curve there. That's going to be fun at speed when I kind of learn the track. Oh, dang, I went through there over 100 miles an hour. Man, this is a fast track. I'm going to have to really watch the turns. Able to take that easily at 70 without any stress. And that one somewhere between 60 and 70 maybe. This is a beautiful track. It's got to be Japanese. Those Japanese, they know how to make beautiful stuff. You know, when I was a kid, it was kind of a young kid, because it changed very quickly over the early part of my life, but it was not a great thing to be talking about Japanese in a good way. This would have been during 70s, early 80s. There was still a lot of residual feelings left over from the war. A lot of war veterans and stuff still around. And the Japanese were not very kindly to the prisoners from everything I hear. I didn't know it back then, but it was after the fact, like on History Channel stuff, way after the fact that I heard about that. They were like brutal to prisoners. Although the Germans always take the brunt of that. Mainly because they have a whole industry pointed at them. Certain people own Hollywood. So everything that comes out of Hollywood's got to have, if it's a TV series or a movie, at some point they got to have a German bad guy. So it programmed the entire masses to think that all Germans are evil and that kind of rigmarole. They planted the stories. And to be clear, Uh, I don't care what race you're talking about. There are bad people in it, and there are good people in it. People are people. That's it. There were bad people in the Germans, some of them, but the majority were good. When you talk about the Jews, which is unpopular to talk about, and because they hold power positions, will get you canceled fast. But there are bad Jews and there are good Jews. That's like the classic ring match of the last century, right? The Germans versus the Jews. And the Japanese versus the Americans. Would that be right? We seem to have got over that pretty well, though. I got no grudges against the Japanese. I actually love at least the style of their culture and the fact that their culture seems to be focused on perpetual improvement. And that's probably, I don't know, this could be just something I've taken away from those Jewish movies that we watched, but I've got programmed into my head that the Japanese culture was always about you never hit perfection. You're always striving for perfection. This is my own interpretation, so it could be totally jacked up, but that's the way I think it will. I think the Japanese. And that's what counts to me. May not count to anyone else. American culture. Man, American culture. First off, I will say most people don't understand this because we've been beaten to death with a blunt instrument of multiculturalism. But for the most part, America was a German country. I did not realize this later until the data become available and you can see the maps of what do they call that? Oh gosh dang, I lose the word for it. The makeup of your country. I've totally lost the word, guys. But anyway, when you look back, really, even late 1800s, early 1900s, when you look all the way across the country, the vast majority of people, get out. It's that frickin' green car again. He's the one that messed up my last race. You look all the way across the country, and this country was a German country of German descent. It was amazing. Not German by law, but by descent for the most part. And it shows, you can see it actually when you see the old culture of this country, and if you go to Germany, you can see really, well, maybe you probably can't now because they've worked so hard to wipe all that away. But I don't know. I think the Germans get a bad rap. And no, not all the Germans were trying to kill all the Jews, regardless of how some people would like to paint it. Just like Americans were not trying to kill all Americans wanted to kill all Japanese and all Germans and all that. No. Humanity, by and large, is very forgiving. Humans, We're so much more than what our political leaders and various organizations want us to believe. They want us to believe that we are the worst of the worst so they can establish fear, and you will buy into certain people taking charge or ruling over you. Humanity's had its wars, but largely that was wars that were instigated by people that led the country. And my personal belief is people that lead their own countries, a lot of times, if they see a populace with a lot of strong young men, I think it's out of fear. I think they say, "Mo, those strong young men are going to point out my weaknesses and come take my power position. Let's start a war and send them off to die." That's how I view politicians, man. They will do any freaking thing to keep in power. They're mostly psychopaths that are willing to trade other people's lives and other people's children's lives as long as they maintain their power, because they can do nothing else. And because the vast majority of people are good people and they're very trusting and naive, they trust that the lies they're told are true, and they willingly send their sons, or volunteer to go themselves, or send their children into the meat grinder. They'll get riled up about things for a while, but those good people will come back to their senses. But the psychopaths never do. The psychopaths, it's always about, what's the next threat to my power? And because psychopaths are so drawn to power, it really does make it an ever ongoing problem with humans. They just don't know it yet, because the psychopaths understand that if it ever gets understood, then they're in trouble. So they keep everybody worrying about other stuff, when the real issue for humanity is the problem of psychopaths in power. And for the record, I don't believe Trump is a psychopath. I believe the reason that you see the entire system of the world pull together to try and stop Trump is because he is not a psychopath. And the fact that he's been around these people enough to understand now, especially with what he's went through in the past few years. I think he gets it now. I don't know that he got it back then, because he was rubbing shoulders with psychopaths the whole time, but he didn't. That's the thing about psychopaths. They're very good at rubbing shoulders and understanding what other people need to hear at that level. Now, there's probably some that are not, but it's hard to use just generalities on anything. There's always subsets. But I would imagine that was the deal. He probably was dealing with psychopaths his whole life and just didn't really realize the depth of it until the last few years. Am I anywhere close? 35. Man, I just missed it by less than a second. see if I can get this bonus this time. This is a nice track. I wish it was a sunny day out though. Why are you gonna give me a nice track on a rainy day? Guess it's better than a lousy track on a lousy day. Got something going for me anyway. Headed towards the finish line. Will I make it? 1:35:09. Are you kidding me? Oh, 10th, 100th. Man, I just made it in. All right. I thought I matched exactly what I needed, but there was an extra 0 in there. Are you kidding me? Drink some coffee to keep me warm. You know, I realized, you know what? I'm going to save that subject for the next race. You see that? It's on camera. That look was me losing a thread, the subject I was going to save for the next race. Like that, it's gone. Is that amazing? How does that happen, guys? How do you have something in your head that there was an emotional response, I was going to go into it, and I said, no, next race. And before I could finish the sentence telling you what to look forward to the next race, I've forgotten it. How does that happen? Freaking crazy. The brain is so crazy, man. Let's go race. The reason I can remember why I didn't go into it, because I'm getting ready to run a race. And I need to focus a little more on these races I'm learning. It's hard for me to pontificate through all the long straights and curves and chicanes, skid marks of the actual race. Better for me to bloviate in the practice rounds than during the race. During the race, we're going to have a running start. Interesting. He tried to run me off the track. That wasn't nice of him. Let me do the same. Come on, guy. I hate that. Brake checks like driving in Dallas. People hurry up, jump in front of you, and then throw the brakes on. You know, I didn't adjust my fuel. Oh well. It's alright. We'll be alright. Doesn't matter. I'm a super driver anyway. Oh, whoa. Singing in the rain. Racing in the rain. What a wonderful feeling. I'm turning again. 1 lap down. I have no idea what position. And I'm not looking. I'm looking. I'm racing the track. Oh, there we go. He's 5th, so I'm in 6th position. That's the reason I like it popping up over the cars. I don't have to look at my off to the corners. Like I said, I'm on a big TV, like 55-inch, and I'm sitting close. So it's very immersive. It's like I'm in the race, but doesn't do so well for looking at gauges, and all my indicators are all out at the far corners, and I lose my place. I seen an article like years ago that said for gaming, actually small screens are better for like the guys that are at top level, because everything's more direct in your line of sight. You don't have to move your head to see what's happening. And I can attest to this in this case, because more than once I've overshot a curve or lost the line on a curve because I took a half a second glance up to see one thing or another when I shouldn't be. This is a 5-lap race, and we're on the 3rd lap. 3rd place. Alright, we need a nice tight turn here. Gained a little bit of ground there. Third place. I thought we were in the zigzags already. I guess maybe we did go through them. I just was so focused I didn't catch it. I love this track. What was the name of this track again? Hakone? Hakone. I don't know how you say it. This is a frickin' fast track that is a lot of fun. Good turn. Nice tight turn. Nice tight turn. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Yeah, this is my style. Yeah, there is a zigzag there. I guess I went through that a while ago and I didn't even know it. I was so focused on trying to pass those cars. This is my style of track. Other than the weather. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I did not just do that. Oh my goodness. Gotta keep it interesting, I guess. Brake early, accelerate, hope for a pass right at the end. Oh, shoot. I thought I was on the last lap. Golly. That was nice. See, that little sense of urgency I had got me back in the first pretty quick. I really thought I'd lost the race. Do need to remember, though, not to overshoot that turn next time. Dang, those guys are too close behind me, too. See, when they ride close behind you like that, you're liable to get bumped going into the curve. Just to push you off the track. Woo, man, this is a nail biter. First place. Yes! I was going to sing We Are the Champions, but I don't know. It's a little too much. A little too much. That bumped me up in a 4th position in the series. Event 4 of 5. Oh, dang. Circuit de Spa. This is going to be the last one in the series. Man, I wonder. I didn't look at the point spread. I wonder if I get a chance of getting the top spot in the series or not. Probably not. All right. Let me kill this race or kill this. What is this called? Stream. Let me kill this stream and restart the new stream